Are we back? Dropping frames. Many frames dropped. Less frames dropped. Crossing fingers. Hopefully that helped. Um, hmm. Sorry, I'm still kind of futzing with my home network here. It dropped briefly. I guess the internet's just pooping itself. Seems better than it was. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta get better internets. Unfortunately, I live in Canada where it's either Bell or Rogers, even if you are going through a reseller, and neither one of them are any good. Um, Confusion, concern. This is unfortunately not a uncommon problem for me. And I don't know the real reason for it. Um, Restarting my router seems to have had the desired effect. Maybe I need to migrate to OpenWRT. Um, but yeah, I forget what I was doing. I was kicking around the idea of having a different mode where it's like for each element of sweet tests, is that alone good enough? Um, eh, Deleting the static lib and recreating it seems to have fixed the issue. Oh, good. Low, and the issue isn't even my fault. Yeah, same. Half the time you're thinking, oh, it must be my fault, so you're like pouring over your stuff, and the problem's not your stuff. And then the other time is like, it's got to be the other guy. like there's a bug in the compiler, so you're like trying to work around their stuff, but it's your fault. Those are the hardest to debug. Yeah. Um, and which half of the world you guess the problem is in? You know, it's not always easy. It ain't always easy. Anyways, I like that we were able to use this to do what we did. So I'm going to add it. We saw that test UI credits does it. We saw that test room does it. Test UI credits. Test room did it. There was another one, I think, maybe. Test block until loaded. That one causes it is actually really concerning, telling, not expected. Test block until loaded is really like pretty specific to the texture manager. I mean, I guess we are dealing with textures in the drawing a textured quad, but test block until loaded and test draw textured quad regression. Oops. Um, is this a false positive? Oh, Adar. This ran, and this ran. It looks like that was a false positive slash not particularly crashy. Um, I guess I didn't really consider this, but when you name your folder hierarchy for the project, are your names plural? Uh, Not usually. Sometimes. Globals is plural. I name it in Golang so that uh, it matches the package. Like it's got to match the package. Like um, so if you want to import something from texture, it's got to be texture.manager. Um, Sorry, my dog is going nuts. But globals struck me as a better name for that package. Birdie, birdie. But yeah, when I name my folder hierarchy for the project, it's project specific and arbitrary. uh, I try to follow any patterns that exist already if I'm taking on a project or whatever. But um, certainly, at least for Golang, you want, I should say, certainly at least for Go, you want names that are okay with your package names because you go to import them by name here. So this file or for this folder name should match the package name. Is this techno that's playing right now? Techno and trance? Yeah, it's kind of a mostly happy hardcore and hardcore collection I've got. Um, yeah, hardcore techno. Uh, Also old stuff. I haven't gotten anything new in a long time, but that's okay. What do you like to listen to, I am Bossy? Are you into electronic stuff, or probably my favorite is happy hardcore. There's nothing else that gives me more energy and just positive vibes. Um, oh no, the issue has come back. Hmm. Listen to all sorts. Hmm. More recently, I've been listening to a lot of synthwave. That's been fun. Hmm. We haven't quite been finding the right ones, have we? Listen to all sorts. There's D&D, rock, techno, funk. Swap genres every month or so. Hmm. So hold on. This one works, and that it repros. So, oh yeah, I took room out, didn't I? Yeah, this is like a really not the right test to be testing. Um, we'll get there. Hold on. Go run that. Okay, so I'm thinking that that's a spurious failure. Like, it looks like it failed, for real. What did they run that we didn't? Pardon me? This didn't... This didn't pass a dash run. What? I am confusion. So, you like female vocalists on a rock band currently? Yeah, there's a local rock station, that I listen to when I'm driving around. They've been playing a lot of stuff from a group called The Beaches. Been enjoying that. I think they're... If I had to guess, I'd say they were all female, but I'm not sure. Certainly a female vocalist. What's your take on the new singer for Linkin Park? I'm not sure they've done more than just their one Emptiness Machine release, but the reaction seems a little bit mixed, as far as I've heard. I don't mind it. I don't think it's classic Linkin Park, but you're not going to have new classic Linkin Park. You're going to have new Linkin Park. So we didn't run the right command because this is saying xvfb run -a go test -count equals 1, and it's not passing any test run args. Which is not correct. You don't think you heard any new songs of Linkin Park? Just listen to the songs when Chester was a singer? Yeah. Okay, hold on. Why? Why? No wonder we're randomly selecting. We're running all the tests every time. We're not passing the dash run in. What the F? We're passing in the dash count 1. It's funny, like, the problem we're running into is, like, how do we defeat the quoting of, like, go calling make, calling bash. And the shell script would have maybe made it easier, maybe made it harder. We're still not passing it in. we're still not sending test run args along with the make command. Like, that is the command we're running under XBFB. That is not selecting according to these selectors. Still not. Wasn't it doing it before? Okay, now we're passing it in. And this didn't select for any tests. Okay, not selecting anything, you're saying. There's got to be a way to do this. You might be able to read args from a file. Because trying to deal with the escaping of escaping is certainly not working for us. Oh my god, I can't stand this sometimes. The issue was on the class, I forgot a semicolon at the end of the declaration. End of the curly bracket. Yeah. Yeah, been there. I don't care for that semicolon either, but in the compiler, that should be like a pretty easy to diagnose case. That like compilers should just be like, oh, did you miss the semicolon? But yeah. Like what can go after a curly bracket at the end of a class declaration other than a semicolon? Would a nested class have to have that as well? Diversion. Like Clang does it. Legit told you issues in Windows header files. Like you thought your Windows SDK was corrupted or something. Yeah. Public class bar. Does this need a semicolon as well? Yeah. Like what can go after the end of the curly brace after class? Like it's wild. Yeah, your compiler needs to get good. I'm imagining it's MSVC struct. Yeah, I guess it's like they want the old type def struct uh, int foo struct. Um, it's MSVC, yeah. But like, okay, name semicolon or anyways. I'm not gonna get too far into the weeds with like the what AST should be or shouldn't be valid, but yeah, your compiler should do better than that. I expected better from MSVC. You disappointed us, Microsoft. Such disappoint. You got a dip for a few? Probably back. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for coming by. Always happy to talk C++. And, complain about it. Maybe. Test run args needs to do better. I knew that would happen. The thing to do here is grab that many, do the terrible delete all the things, and then what? To shell script. Yeah, so dollar $at. Um, so this echoes foo space, and then a space to separate arguments, and then a space because we told it space, then a space to separate arguments, and then a bar. So when we do this, it sees but one string on its list of arguments. Sorry, getting a call. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna have to leave. Got a call. Need to go pick up my niece. So, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully, we can figure out this escaping nonsense, but that'll have to be another time. Thanks again for watching, and hope to see you again.